aw shucks, wink wink, there is an exciting event around the corner. It's Texas Sushiko's Oyster Fest. Chef Michael Carranza is here to tell us more. Chef, good morning.
Morning, how's it going?
Good. Why don't we talk first of all about you've got a couple of things in the hopper, quite frankly, but let's talk about Texas Sushiko.
Yeah, so Texas Sushiko, located in the Yard, South Congress, St. Elmo area.
Great area.
Yeah, absolutely, a lot of fun. We'll be doing an oyster festival coming up featuring Texas Gulf oysters that are being farmed 10 minutes from my hometown. So
whoa,
really cool to be able to be introducing Texas farming. It's a new year for that. Texas Park and Wildlife didn't allow it before. So really cool to see oysters that you can eat year round opposed to the finding things in a certain month and
absolutely
changing the dynamic of oysters in Texas.
We are definitely going to talk more about oyster farming and how it's changing in the Gulf, because I think that's really exciting stuff. But what else can you tell us about kind of the vibe, the ambiance of Texas Sushiko?
Yeah, Texas Sushiko, we're located inside Texas Sake. So people can come in. It's a brewery, so it's the only sake brewery in Texas.
Which is so cool.
You come in, craft sake, craft beer, and then oysters that we'll be serving dressed with caviar. You can get them just as is on a cracker. Really just kind of celebrating oysters in Texas.
I love that. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about that farming piece, because so often I think people default to the PEI oysters of the world.
Of
you know,
course.
you go off to the East Coast or off to the West Coast sort of thing to get some good oysters. Why don't you tell me about what they're doing now in the Texas Gulf?
I mean, so like a lot of times people see Gulf oysters as these big, huge oysters that people don't really want. They're
very
dredged.
meaty.
Yeah, they're picked up from the bottom of the water. These are vertically farmed in Copano Bay. Copano Oyster Company is who we use personally. And it's small. It's a little boutique oyster farm that they're awesome. They're fun. I mean, they've got them out like 15 minutes out in the water, about 8 foot of water. You can kind of hang out there. It's really pretty. There's dolphins and things out near the farms and stuff.
I love that. Yeah.
So a complete experience just going out there in general, and then seeing oysters that are same size and shape as PEI or West Coast, East Coast style oysters. So you're going to see these and not think like, ooh, that looks like I don't want it, opposed to, oh, that looks like a regular oyster that people are accustomed to consuming.
Sure. And these have all been seeded. Like, can you just describe that a little bit more?
So there's like a hatchery.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of tanks. It's basically, they've got a bunch of little ones that they have just growing until they send them to the farms. So they're non-spawning oysters. So the oysters usually see coming from the Gulf are spawning, so they can grow wherever they take off. They'll grow on rocks and all these things. These only grow in their cages, and they're help to like maintain quality.
Oh, quality. Okay, I really like the sound of that. You brought to me today the demo of an oyster shuck, which I have to say, you want to be careful. Right?
Yeah,
you want to learn from an expert.
Yeah, I've definitely got myself a couple times with the oyster knife. These oysters here are pretty simple to shuck. They're really nice. That's the thing with vertically farming, and you're getting that shape of the oyster itself that just looks nice. And
it looks a lot smaller, to your point, than I've normally seen from Gulf oysters.
And these oysters, we specifically pick down to the how big the cup size is, how long they are here, and where exactly they're coming from in the water. So we're specifically getting these branded oysters.
You are being very particular about your product, and
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that. Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't you give us a little demo?
So we use an oyster knife here.
Yeah, that's an important thing to have, right? Is get something specifically for oyster shucking.
Oh yeah, you can definitely hurt yourself doing this. And then you just have the little valve under here, and you just go in, pull it off, stick top. There's that.
Well, he makes that look really easy. And then you flip the whole thing over, right?
Yeah, so you want to separate the abductor muscle underneath so people can eat it. So you just shuck that over.
A little anatomy
flip
lesson.
it over, and then right there.
That is a beautiful oyster ready to go. Okay.
Have you ever shucked oysters?
What'd you say?
Have you ever shucked oysters?
I've tried one other time, so I'm gonna follow your instructions
So I would
to
be
a T.
careful.
So
then-
we're gonna same thing. Go
and try not to push at it. There it goes. Oh, there.
Yeah,
And then
so
slide it that way.
down. Okay. Yeah, and I just
it
heard
should
my
go
director say, "Be careful."
There you go.
Oh, I didn't get my hand,
there it is.
y'all. Hey.
Yeah.
And so, as you said,
And there's a little muscle right
little
there.
muscle.
You can kind of feel it holding itself
Yeah, I
on.
can.
Yeah, so that right there is just kind of, you want to separate that. Some places you can tell the quality of whenever people are shucking and they actually care.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not doing as beautiful of a job as you did, but I'll tell you what, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, you might
that
be
you were
able to-
able to walk me through that.
I mean, you might be able to win our oyster shucking competition.
Yes, so there's an oyster shucking competition. Not only that, but as you said, caviar dressed. People can just show up and start ordering oysters the way they want, but they can try a couple first for free,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, we'll have a tasting station set up so people can kind of come in and get introduced. Because a lot of times there is that stigma of Gulf oysters. So we want them to try it, fall in love with it, and then also be able to shuck in our competition afterwards. But it's pretty simple. I mean, you come in, you can RSVP through our Eventbrite, and follow us on Texas Sushiko's Instagram. We'll post things on there up to the coming day.
That sounds good to me, and I think you bring up a really good point. RSVP, just let them know that you're coming because it helps you guys with the amount of orders you're putting in.
Yeah, I want to be able to make sure we have enough oysters, but if people can RSVP, we'll definitely help with that.
And it means no ticket price, y'all. I love to hear that. Okay, weekly crawfish boils. So the Oyster Fest is a one-off, at least for right now, but you guys do weekly crawfish boils as well.
So for the past 2 weeks, now that the season's getting really nice with bigger crawfish and things, every Sunday we're doing crawfish boils starting at 2 o'clock till we sell out. It's been going pretty well. We've had a lot of people come out and come enjoy what we're doing. So
How hot are you making that crawfish?
Oh, it's pretty spicy. It's good. But it's a mix of spice, garlic, butter, a little bit of cilantro, and then our secret recipe for the boil.
Ooh, okay. Well, I can see a cool little video of you guys kind of prepping it right there.
Oh, yeah.
And then am I to assume the potatoes, the corn?
Oh,
yeah.
Sausage, potato, corn, mushrooms. I mean, you name it. It's all in there.
That sounds amazing. And just real quickly in our last 20 seconds, Tare, one of your other restaurants here in town, it got recommended by the Michelin Guide when they came through.
Yeah, that was pretty special.
You have to be so excited about that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Opening last year, January 4th, and then not even expecting them to be in Texas, and then hearing about it, and then getting an email from them was pretty special. It was definitely, it was awesome.
You said the celebration was cool.
The ceremony was pretty awesome. Seeing a bunch of, chefs that I, idolize, chefs that I've known, and ultimately just friends. It felt like the right place, right time.
That is amazing. Well, congratulations on everything you've achieved. Can't wait to continue to follow your success, Chef.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Okay, guys, don't miss out on those weekly crawfish boils we told you about, and you can learn more about the upcoming Oyster Festival by going to texassushiko.com.